Hey, how you doing out there? This stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, here's the other unboxing I told you about. Let's check it out. This one came from eBay. The shipper used UPS, which is kind of rare for me from eBay. I usually use USPS. Let's open it up and see what we got. Another Cold Steel. Cold Steel AK-47 field knife. That's what I wanted. I was looking for the specs on the box. No specs on this box. Doing the the opening today will be my SOG Pentagon. Absolutely love my SOG Pentagon. Falling in love with it. Here we go. Okay. Put the box out of the way. Here's the holster. Here's the knife. Well, they wrapped this one up good. The Italian AK-47 from Italy. And it has grease on the blade. Let me get a rag. This is the 3V. Saber Ground 3V AK-47 field knife. It's the first time I ever held one. Boy, this is thick like a Tonto all the way to the tip. I'm liking it already. I think in the future, when I get a chance to get out in the wild, go fishing or something, I'm going to take this one with me and I'm going to make a video for you guys. Now I'm going to do some woodcraft. I'm going to try doing some wood crafting. That's the reason why I got this one. I know a lot of people complain about this little hump in the back, but it's not bothering me. I absolutely like this one. It's heavy though. It's a stout knife. This is super heavy. Let's get some measurements on it since it didn't come with measurements on the box. See how long the blade is. I think it's supposed to be 5.5 inches if I remember right. And we'll do it from the handle scale. It's a little bit under 5.5 inches. Maybe they mean it from this side. Yeah, there it's 5.5 inches if you measure it this way. Like this. Then it's 5.5 inches. If you measure it from the top, it's not quite 5.5 inches. Close enough though. I can see why they call it 5.5. AK-47. Cold Steel CPM 3V Italy. It's got a nice stone wash to it. 5mm thick blade, of course. This side says AK-47 trademark. I'm going to get my magnifying glass so I can make sure I'm reading everything to you. It says AK-47 field, and then it has the registered trademark mark. And it looks like it has an AK bullet 47. Now, on the bottom of the 7, it says, the rear of the 7 says Field, and above it says, has an R, registered trademark. And this side says Cold Steel, CPM 3V, Italy. Beautiful stonewash, beautiful. I like. It's a full tang, exposed tang blade handle, and I love the G10. You know me, I like the OD grain. This looks like a heavy-duty little knife. I think this one looks unbreakable. It's the most stout little knife I have. I don't have any other knives that feel or look this stout for the smaller ones. It's thick all the way to the tip, just like a Tonto blade is. But yet it's got a belly on it. I know I just got the SRK model, and I have the Recon model in Santa May, and this is more heavy duty than both of those. I think it would be on par with like the with the bigger the 7.5 inch Warcraft. It'd be like more in that category of knife. And this one looks like it's meant to do more heavy duty stuff than the Warcraft even. This is a really stout blade. It feels like it could take a major beating and still keep on functioning just like normal. The handle scales are removable. Look at that, all the way through the blade, it's thick. On the Warcraft, the blade stock thins out. Even though it's exposed tang, it still thins out. This one stays thick all the way to the butt cap. So the butt end of the knife can also be used as an impact weapon if necessary, or impact tool. This is one heavy-duty little knife. I think it's probably one of the most heavy-duty knives that Cold Steel makes. That's a fixed blade that I've seen. This is super stout. And it's heavy, too. Let's see how much it weighs. It's not a lightweight. $11 ounces for a 5.5 inch blade knife. What's the total length of it? We didn't do the total length, huh? Let's see how big the handle is first. I'm measuring from the beginning of the G10, or I should probably measure from like right about here. Handle looks like it's about 5 inches. So it should be like 11.5 inches. This ruler is 10 inches. It goes up to 10 inches. So I'd say it's about 10.5 inches total length, or a little bit over 10 inches. Somewhere like that. It'd be a great size for EDC in. It's just heavy. It might weigh you down a little bit. That'd be a nice size for EDC. That's what it looks like in the case. See how much it weighs with the sheath on it. With the sheath, it's 14.3 ounces. So that's a pretty heavy little knife. You know, what weighs 14.3? Like a folding knife, like a Raja 2. I think that's getting close to the what do you call it, the Espada XL's weight too. It might be around the same weight as the Espada XL. So this is a super stout knife. If you want a knife, if you need a knife that needs to be super stout, I'd say go with this. And the handle doesn't, I've heard people say that the handle feels uncomfortable. It doesn't feel uncomfortable to me. Of course, then, you know, we'll get out there and we'll do some woodworking with it, and I'll do some chopping and things with this. That's what I got this one for, because I thought it would be a very stout knife and could be able to handle woodworking and wood crafting type stuff. I just, I've never gotten into that. I just see everybody else do it on the internet, and I just want to give it a try. I'm gonna give it a try with one of my cold steels. Very cool. I love the finish on this too. And what made me decide to get this one, because I always like to get carbon blades or coated. And I love the DLC coating that they're putting, like on the Warcrafts and on the Magnum Nightfall series and the Recon. But I did research on the 3V steel, and it's supposed to be fairly stain resistant, like a D2 type steel. So maybe it's all right not to have it not coated. As long as you take care of it, like you normally would take care of a blade, keep it oiled and cleaned and stuff like that. Don't let moisture just sit on it. And even there's one video where a person had it sitting outside for a year. Had a 3V blade sitting outside for a year, just a blade stock. And you just want to see how badly it would rust, and if it would like rust so bad that it'd mess up the blade stock. And it got like surface rust on it, and then he took like a steel wool pad and just cleaned it off, and it was perfectly fine underneath it. No pits or anything like that. It had it looked like he'd been rubbed with steel wool, but it didn't have any pits or anything. It looked like it'd be buffed out and made polish it if you wanted to. So that made me decide to try this out. And especially for a knife that you use for wood crafting and stuff like that. I think it'd be nice to have a blade that's not coated, so it doesn't get all beat up looking. I'm just kind of OCD about my knives. I like them to look like they're supposed to look, like when you buy them. I like them to sort of keep looking nice or whatever. That's one reason why I polish out a lot of my old knives, because like the ones with the Tuff-X coating, whenever you use them, you'd always mess up the coating, and it just like irritate me because I'm kind of OCD about stuff like that. And so I would just take off the entire finish off the knife and polish it out. I absolutely love this one. And the AK-47 folding knife was one of the first knives I started carrying too. That and the Recon, I think I started carrying like at the same time. I just stopped carrying because I thought they were kind of heavy for a 3.5-inch blade. Because the AK-47 folding knife is a very heavy-duty little folder too. The handle pretty much is the same, feels the same. I like the way the handle fits my hand perfectly. And it feels like if I was in a combat situation, it'd be hard for somebody to pull this out of my hand if they grabbed it by the blade and tried to pull it out of your hand. And you got the pommel that's also an impact weapon or a skull crusher, whatever you want to call it. That would hurt somebody. It's 3V steel too, it's not aluminum like on the folding knives. On the original AK-47s, it was plastic. It was a type of plastic or whatever. The ones with I think they call it the Ultra Lock. It's like a crossbar lock. I have those too. Those are the first ones I bought. But I didn't really care for them that much because the crossbar locking system, or the Ultra Lock, whatever it was called, didn't work like a Benchmade. It was kind of, I don't know, it just wasn't as smooth as a Benchmade, so it sort of turned me off, so I never really used them. I still have them, and they're mint. They're in my collection. Then when they came out the Triad locking system, that was the one I liked for the AK-47 folding pocket knife. Because the original Recon 1 folding knives had the Ultra Lock system too. I never had one of those though, because I think I had the AK-47, I had the Cold Steel Tie-Lite AK-47, and then I got the Voyager when it came out in the Triad, and then I got the Recon ones, and the newer AK-47s. I think that's pretty much how it went for me. Absolutely love this one. Feels really good in hand. I don't know what people are talking about when they said this bothers them. Maybe after trying to chop on something after a while, it might bother your palm. But if you're not chopping on something, It doesn't bother me at all. You know, that's the way I felt about the SOG seal folder knife too. So everybody complained about all the jimping on it. That felt comfortable in my hand. Maybe my hands are tougher than other people's hands. I don't know, because I've been handling knives for so long that maybe I got tougher hands than most people. I don't know. This one feels nice. Oh, reverse grip feels really good. Reverse grip feels really nice. This would make a nice fighting knife. If you need a knife for a heavy duty knife that you can use for self defense too, I think this would be an awesome knife. I'm digging it. Made in Italy. This and the small Warcraft, the 5.5-inch Warcraft without the finish on it, with the stonewash blade. That one's made in Italy also. And I think the new SRK, if you can, I think they're all sold out. They're hard to find. The 3V SRK is made in Italy also. Now, why they switched over to Italy, I don't know. And I don't know. I know that the new Magnum Tontos, the big one, the 12-inch, has the same type of fin. I don't know if it's the same type of finish as Stonewash, but it doesn't have a DLC coated finish, and it has the bright handle like the old Sammays. And that looks like that's going to be coming out next. So I don't know if they're going to. I don't know if they're going to continue to make Sammay blades or not. I wonder if the 3V is going to take over the Sammays. It's one reason why I want to get my Sammay collection all together, because they may be gone pretty soon. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell what Cold Steel is going to do sometimes, because they never let you know. They'll discontinue something without, really telling anybody. And before you know it, they're all gone. Like I wanted to get the 12-inch Nightfall series Magnum Tonto, and when I started looking for them, they were gone. When I was ready to get one, they were gone. And I wanted to get the Taipan also, and the Recon. So there's 3 of those I missed out on. So sometimes, like when you start seeing that, like if you go to the Cold Steel website and they don't have things, or they say they're discontinued and they still got them in the stores, if you want one, you need to buy one then. Because once they're gone, the prices will, sometimes they double on them. Like a knife that costs $100 all of a sudden be costing $200. Like the Recons, I found a couple of Recons on the internet, but people want like $200 for the Recon, and I think when they were new, they were like in between $100 and $135 or something like that. I just can't pay that much for that, because it's not as nice to me as the Magnum Tontos, the Nightfalls. It's got the inexpensive, the Crayex handle, without any of the stainless steel parts or whatever, the guards and the pommels and stuff like that. So it's hard for me to pay that much for that. I didn't pay that much for my Nightfalls. My 7.5-inch Nightfall, the Magnum 2 Nightfall that I have, I won it in an eBay auction for $91. And with tax and everything, it came out to like 105 or something like that. So it's kind of hard for me to spend that much on a Recon, which is not as nice as the Nightfalls. Spend twice as much on the Recon. Even though I really want one, I'm just not going to do it. I think I'll just wait and see if that, because I know they're not going to discontinue the Recons. The Recon's one of their most popular knives. They might end up making them in Italy, like this one, and coming out with a stonewash finish. I don't know what they're going to do. I'll be patient and wait and see, because I can have the next generation of the Recons. I definitely, next time that they come out, though, I will be getting another Recon. I will be getting a 3V Recon if they ever come out. And same thing with the 3V 12-inch Magnum Tonto. I want one of those too. And the Taipan. Yeah, the new Taipans are 3V also. And they're not DLC coated. So I don't know what's going on with the DLC coating. Maybe they're just saying that the 3V steel doesn't need to be DLC coated. Or maybe they're saving money by not DLC coating them, because I know it costs more money to coat something with DLC. DLC is not a cheap coating. It's another process that knives have to go through. So we'll just see, wait and see. But if 3V is the way it says it is, and, you know, they say it is, it doesn't rust super easily, and when it does rust, it just gets like surface rust, and you can easily clean it off or buff it off. Doesn't need to be coated. Absolutely love this knife. This is a nice knife. I don't know why I never got one of these before. Maybe I was just waiting until they weren't coated. I like this one without the coating. I like it just like the way it is. It's from Italy too. That's kind of cool. It's like my Formax I have from Italy, and my what else I have from Italy? The Night Force is from Italy, I think. Absolutely love it. This one won't be a safe queen. This one's going to get left out of the safe. But one thing's for sure, though, that the Crayex handles are more comfortable than this handle. I could say that much about it. The Crayex handles, to me, are more comfortable than this handle. But this handle is more grippy than the Warcraft handle, if you ask me. The Warcraft handle feels like it'd slip out of your hand if you swing real hard or something, if you're under duress. This one has a hook in it, just like the AK-47 pocket knife, or like a, what else has that same type of grip? That's from Cold Steel. What's the name of that folder? The other heavy-duty folder with the Grivex handle scales. I forget the name of it. The Spartan. It's sort of got like a grip like a Spartan, or the AK-47 pocket knife. And I always love those grips because it feels like your hand is really, like if you're in a duress situation and you're swinging around and stuff, it doesn't feel like it can come out your hand easily. Absolutely love it. And this knife, it would be hard to break this knife. This knife is thick all the way through to the tip. And it's got a saber grind. This is one durable knife right here. I think it's super durable. I think you'd be hard pressed to find a knife that's more durable than this one. With the 3V steel, this knife is a tank. It's literally like a tank. You know what? It's got Andrew Dimko written all over it. Because Andrew Dimko likes heavy duty knives. I bet you Andrew Dimko totally designed this knife. That would be I don't know if that's the way it was for sure, but it feels like an Andrew Dimko knife. It feels like a Formax, you know, where it's like overbuilt. That's how this knife feels. It feels overbuilt. I bet you know this knife can handle anything a fixed blade knife this size can handle. I bet you'd be hard pressed to find a fixed blade knife that would be tougher than this one. This is one heavy duty little fixed blade knife. Alright, well that's about it. Absolutely love my AK-47. I'm glad I got this one. I got this one on eBay. From an eBay seller. Absolutely love it. And I would tell you the eBay seller's name, but I forget. I didn't write it down or memorize it or anything. But I'm very happy with this purchase. You can get these on Amazon too for good prices too. Amazon or eBay if you're looking for one of these. I would say go get one if you like heavy duty knives. Because this is definitely a heavy duty knife. This to me is like what I would call a survival knife. It'd be good for combat. It'd be good for digging. It'd be good for cutting up food, and because of the shape of the blade, got the belly on the blade. It'd be good for everything. May not be a master of all trades, but it'd be a jack of all trades. It would do just about anything that I think you would need it to do. Prying and, you know, I don't believe in prying with blades, but I think this one can handle it. It's an awesome knife. Worth every penny I paid for it. I think it was $130 something. I think it's worth $130 all day long. If you get one for less, if you find a deal on one for less, jump on it. It's worth it. Absolutely love it. This will be staying out. It will be staying out. Absolutely love it. It's a good size of EDC too. Need to put some grease on the snaps. That's how I prepared mine 101's. Cut off his snaps. On one of the videos, he was doing a video on the Recon. I think it was the Recon with the SK5 blade. And he cut off the snaps. I wouldn't do that. For one, if you're carrying it, if you have the snap cut off, it's going to flop around. If you're carrying on the side of your pants, it's going to flop around. When you have the snap on it, it keeps it from flopping around so much. So other than just for like, always put a little lube on these snaps, because I've had one rust together before on me. And the snap, when they go on snap, I pulled it off. It was on one of the Japanese leather sheaths, and I messed up the snap. That way I get the grease all in there really good. See, when you carry it on your pants, if you use a nice wide belt, it stays pretty stout. But if you unsnap it, it's going to be wobbling all over the place. And me myself, I don't like things to wobble all over the place. Especially if you're hiking or hunting or something like that. I don't want the knife bouncing all over the place. I have my Bowie knife. One of my Bowie knives have a Western W49 Bowie. And it has like the what do you call it, the kind of sheath where it's like on a ring or whatever. I think it's because the knife is so long or whatever, they have it set up like that. Absolutely love it. This one's staying out. This one's not going in the safe. Absolutely love this knife. Works really nice with the sheath too. I love the Securix sheaths. I hear people sometimes putting them down or whatever. I think these are awesome sheaths. And if you don't like this part, you could take it, you gotta unscrew it, and then you can get like the Tech Locks, or you can get the cold steel system that they have. And you put it together with that. I've tried the cold steel system on my Master Tonto. I didn't really care for it because of my waistline. It makes it sit real tight next to your waist, and it definitely doesn't move. Then it's easier to conceal too, but it just wasn't comfortable for me. I'd rather have it be in the sheath. I like using the sheath. And this one, I don't think it'd be so intimidating if I was to carry it exposed. Because to me it doesn't look as intimidating as like the Tontos do. Like the Master Tonto does. Master Tonto looks like you're a ninja. Looks like you're carrying a ninja knife. This one looks like you're carrying a heavy duty utility knife. It looks more like utilitarian to me. Doesn't look like it belongs to an assassin. The Nightfall series look like assassin's knives to me. To me, they're very intimidating. But this one looks more like, a knife that a construction worker might have. Or, somebody works with their hands and builds things or whatever. That needs a good heavy-duty knife. So to me, it looks less intimidating. It doesn't look like the person got it to be a fighting knife. I might actually carry this one. But it is heavy though. It's not a lightweight knife. If you don't want to carry a heavy knife, don't get this one. This one is heavy. Was it 14.3 ounces we said? Yeah, 14.3 ounces. So it's not a lightweight, it's a heavyweight. And it's not a big knife. It's heavy and small. So that means it's just thick and stocky. It's just thick and stocky and muscular. It's like a short bodybuilder. This one's heavy duty, buddy. Absolutely love it. Okay, I'm just rambling now. I can't help it. I like this one. I'm impressed. I didn't know I would like this one. This is the first time I've ever held one or seen one in person, I guess you would say. And I absolutely love it. I like the jimping. I like the way that I like the stonewash finish it looks on it. The stonewash finish is beautiful. I like the exposed tang on it. It just looks like it can handle anything. It looks like it can handle anything. And if you don't like the green scales, you could take these off and dye them black or dye them any other color you want. You know, with some what do you call it, RIT dye or whatever. I like OD green. OD green reminds me of the military. It gives me, I had some of the worst times of my life in the military, but I also had some of the best times of my life in the military. So it's a good memory for me, and it brings back memories of military for me. I like the OD green. The first uniforms we wore were OD green because when I came in the military, it was in the late 70s, and they were still wearing the cotton fatigues. And those to me were the coolest fatigues. Then they went to the permanent pressed ones, and then they went to the BDUs, battle duty uniforms. I was stationed in Germany. Deutschland. Ja, das ist wahr. Alles klar. Deutschland, ja. I love it. Beautiful knife. This is a beautiful, beautiful knife. Absolutely love one. Love this. This to me, it should be the SRK. This is what I would call a survival, heavy-duty survival knife. It's ready for just about anything. Won't let you down. Absolutely love it. We're going to put it to the test, though. Like I said, next time I go fishing, it won't be for a couple of months, though, because it's wintertime now. It'll be like springtime when I go fishing again. I'll take this one with me. Not to be a fishing knife, though, because the blade's too thick and too stocky. I know you can probably still, do cut bait with it, with sardines and stuff like that, and mackerel. Make cut bait. Fillet the meat off the bone and chop it into little pieces and put on a Gamakatsu hook. I like to fish with ugly sticks and quantum reels, bait caster reels. But this is an awesome knife. This is an awesome knife. I will be using the hell out of this knife. This is the kind of knife I'll actually use a lot, because I think I can carry it exposed without intimidating people, especially like when I'm going fishing or something like that. It'd be a great outdoorsman's knife, I think. Absolutely love it. But it'd be interesting to see what they do with 3V if they start replacing stuff, because if they make an outdoorsman in 3V, I'd like to get one of those too, and I'd use that one. I'll keep my Samay, all my Samay stuff is for collecting for me. I don't want to use none of that. But there are a couple of the Samay knives I really like. I like the Recon, and I like the Outdoorsman. And I already got the Master Tano. I like to have those in 3V also, especially the Outdoorsman. Outdoorsman would be a great knife, especially if they do it with the hollow ground. If they did the Outdoorsman with the saber ground, I think that would kind of ruin it, because that's the kind of a knife that needs to be sort of a hollow ground if it's going to be a hunting knife, a real hunting knife, because for skinning and stuff like that, I like hollow grounds. For cleaning animals and gutting them and stuff like that, and then all the things you have to do, I sort of like a hollow ground blade better. That's what I've always used. But anyway, peace out. Beautiful blade. Absolutely love this one, people. Oh, and I'll let this one be out there too. Alright. Alright. That's going to be it for today. Peace out. Stiletto.